All right, everyone. So we had a phenomenal SmackDown. We're going to go through the results and talk about everything. We're not going to go through every single match, just kind of the highlights I want to hit on, and talk a little bit. Obviously, big pay-per-view Saturday night main event. I guess is it? I guess it's still a premium live event, right? That's what they're going to call it. Let's get right into this. Okay, so the first thing we saw was Tiffany Stratton, Alexa Bliss. That's something we're going to maybe start seeing, right? Alexa Bliss saying, I might be coming for you next if I win the Money in the Bank. Then Charlotte Flair comes out, and now she's in a match between Julia and Zelina Vega, who is now champ. Charlotte Flair looks like she's going to head to win until Julia jumps off the top rope, ends up hitting Charlotte Flair, then ends up pinning Zelina Vega, and that's how that goes. So Julia is getting a shot at Money in the Bank, right? She's in the Money in the Bank match. They're doing WWE has now pushed Roxanne and Julia, right? Two NXT stars are now going to be in this match. So clearly they're ready to give both of them a push. I cannot wait to see what they do with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton. There's a lot more there. I was a little shocked actually that they didn't put her into the Money in the Bank match, but clearly they're looking to push Julia a little bit. I got no problem with it. I thought it was a pretty good opener for us to see. Okay. Then we had Chris Sabin versus Tommaso Ciampa, and we actually had Candice LeRae return. So now Candice LeRae is going to be a part of DIY. At least that's what it's looking like here. Once again, I thought it was a really good thing. The reason I say that is because it just the tag team division needs a little bit of a boost here, right? I think there's a lot of really great tag teams in the tag team division. It just doesn't feel like it's all like coming together in a big way. I haven't cared a ton about a lot of the rivalries. I'm starting to like a little bit of what they're doing. So let's see if they can continue to build on that. And I think adding Candice LeRae, who is actually Tommaso's wife, I think that's beautiful, right? I think that's going to work well and just add a little bit even more excitement to what we have going on. All right. Then we got BFAB in Michin versus the Secret Hervis, right? And so obviously, previous to this, Chelsea Green was kind of mocking Zelina Vega for losing, and then they beat up Zelina Vega until BFAB and Minchin came out and helped her out a little bit. Then they got into this match. Once again, Zelina Vega comes out and helps out both of them against the Secret Hervis. This is setting up a very big pay-per-view match, right? Between Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green. This is going to be interesting because I could see WWE going both ways with this, right? Chelsea Green is very talented and she was way over as champ. I also like what they're doing with Zelina and seeing, hey, maybe they could build her up even bigger here too. And having her lose is going to be, a real knock to her character. So which way they go with this, I'm not sure. I do like the storyline they're building. I love everything surrounding Chelsea Green right now. And they did a great job of making that mid card women's championship matter a ton. They really did a great job with it. Okay. Then we get to, one of the end matches here, which is Jacob Fatu, JC Mateo, and Jim Uso and Ray Phoenix. Now, before this, you can start to see JC and Jacob Fatu are not getting along very well. Okay. Jacob Fatu says it right to his face that he does not trust JC. This is one thing I thought during the previous, like the promo segment they have with Solo. I love this version of Solo, and I don't know if I've missed it in the past, and it's kind of always been there because that certainly could have been the case. But there's something about this version of Solo I'm really liking. He's really seeming to come into his own a little bit, and so I would not mind having this kind of newer bloodline with them going against Jacob Fatu because fans want to root for Jacob Fatu. So I think what they're doing now with that, maybe there's a potential for a little bit of a resurgence with the bloodline. This was a pretty good match. Jacob Fatu and JC end up winning that. Then our truth comes out. He does his big promo segment preparing for what we're going to get against Cena. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't the best thing of all time, but it was perfect for what's happening. So I'm excited that we're getting that match tomorrow. We're going to get to see John Cena. Okay. Then we had another Money in the Bank qualifier. LA Knight ended up winning that. Not a shock. I think LA Knight, the interesting part of this is going to be if they put him in, the kind of main event scene. Right now he's kind of hanging around the the mid card section. I would like to see him get a little bit of a boost, and if he ends up winning the Money in the Bank, that's certainly one way for him to do it. So no problem with it. I love it. And I actually missed this. I don't know. I think I was looking away. I was like watching some of the NBA games and I missed this and I heard about it at the end. So we're going to read this because I didn't see this live. It says, back from commercial, we get a video package. This is from Cage Side Seats, by the way. We get a video package for Jey Uso versus Logan Paul tomorrow night. All this rolls up on Jacob Fatu, JC Mateo, and Solo Sikoa and informs them that Jacob is in the final men's Money in the Bank qualifying match next week. Solo congratulates him and says they're both going to win and the briefcase will be in the bag. Jacob gives him a playful swat on the arm and tells him he loves him, and we go to break. This could be setting up a really big rivalry. Right now, the bloodline, with Roman Reigns not a part of it, it's kind of lost a little bit of its luster. This could get it back. This JC guy too, I'll tell you that he's a real presence in the ring. He's kind of a badass. So I think this is going to be perfect. And the fans, they want to root for Jacob Fatu. All the fans want to root for Jacob Fatu. So I think it helps that if they do have some kind of breakup, Jacob Fatu is going to be the guy getting the praise. He's going to be the guy who's the baby face in that scenario with, Solo, JC, and kind of the bloodline being the heel. I think that's perfect. Okay. Now we go to the main event. Now, this match itself was good. It was fine. But this was not the moment we're going to even talk about. Okay. Because this entirety of this thing was taken up by the Wyatt Six returning on Bray Wyatt's birthday. Obviously, Bray Wyatt has, he tragically passed away. But what a honor it was. You have the Wyatt Six return. They blew out a candle in the middle of the ring and that was on a birthday cake for him. The fans were chanting, "Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit." You had all the little phone lights that were up in the air. It was just such a powerful moment. It was really a powerful moment. And to me, it made this whole SmackDown great. It really did. It's not that the SmackDown wasn't great before, but this moment, seeing how excited everybody was for the Wyatt Six, seeing how it happened on Bray Wyatt's birthday, just it was perfect planning by WWE, and it honored him in the best way imaginable. It really did. It was such a great moment, such a powerful moment. And the beauty of this too is that people weren't happy with the rollout of the Wyatt Six initially. They thought it was a little bit too long. Then the Wyatt Six finally returned, and then there was injuries they were dealing with. So due to the injuries, they were off TV for a while. This was kind of a restart for them, right? Let's reintroduce them. They didn't have some long plan out thing, right? They just had them kind of come out of nowhere. Nobody knew they were going to be on the show tonight. They were, and it was so special in a million ways. And I hope they can ride that momentum because I think it's a cool idea what they have going on. They just have to be able to nail it. And I think this might just do it because the fans, the fans were pretty good all night, but they were on their feet. They were pumped. They loved every second of this as the ending to the SmackDown show. And I have to agree with them. This certainly made my day as well. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.